The White House right now, President Bush unveiling his foreclosure fix for strapped homeowners. James Rosen with the latest. James?
Brenda, good afternoon. The White House cast today's action as the strong and voluntary response by the private sector to a looming financial crisis. Senate Democrats say it's a step in the right direction, but doesn't nearly go far enough. The central problem, what to do for and about the estimated 2 million holders of subprime mortgages whose interest rates are soon to reset to higher monthly payments and thereby possibly create a tidal wave of home foreclosures. President Bush today endorsed a set of initiatives by a private sector group called the Hope Now Alliance that will enable some affected homeowners to receive refinancing or see their rates frozen for 5 years.
There's no perfect solution, but the homeowners deserve our help. And the steps I've outlined today are a sensible response to a serious challenge.
Critics of the president's actions point out how many mortgage holders in precarious positions will be excluded from the Hope Now proposals, including, among others, those who've missed at least one of their past mortgage payments.
Also ineligible for the president's plan are people whose so-called teaser or introductory rates expire before January 1st, 2008. So if in the last 6 months you've been a victim of this crisis, you're out. They're doing the bare minimum needed to get away with avoiding saying they're doing nothing.
To see if you are eligible for a break on your mortgage rates, the White House asks you to call the following toll-free number. That's 1-888-995-HOPE. That's 1-888-995-HOPE. Unfortunately, Brenda, when the president read that number out today on live television, including this network among others, he got it wrong. So we hope everyone was just taking notes. Brenda.
All right. You got it right, as always. James Rosen. Well, a report out today says home prices could drop 30% before the housing mess is over. Will the president's plan stop what could be a free fall in your home's price? Real estate agent Tanya Marchioli says yes, but Peter Schiff disagrees. He's the author of Crash Proof. All right, Tanya, why does this help? Why could this stop home prices from falling?
Thank you so much. Only a fool would be able to predict the absolute top or the bottom of any real estate market. However, I do think that this is such a strong point to begin and to start an upward turn in what we've done to our buyers.
So, Peter, actually, I guess the reason is that, you know, if you get a foreclosure on your block, home prices fall, even if you yourself are paying off every day. Well, doesn't that help the housing market?
Well, first of all, home prices have to fall. They were too high to begin with. That's how we got into this mess. But what this is going to do is going to make the situation worse. Homes are going to fall even further as a result of this plan.
Why?
For a number of reasons.
Peter, I would totally disagree with you.
Wait, Tanya, let's just hear why he thinks so.
Let me tell you why. Okay, number one, it's going to result in even tighter lending standards because lenders are now going to have to start pricing in not only the risk of default, but the risk that these contracts are going to be altered in the future in ways that reduce their value. And number two, you know, when you freeze these rates, you're going to be freezing in subprime mortgages where the loans already exceed the value of the property. So when you have these upside-down homeowners, and I put that in quotes, you know, paying these mortgages for the next few years, they're going to have very little incentive to maintain those properties, to pay their taxes, to pay their homeowner association bills. These properties are going to fall into further disrepair. It would be much better to let them go into foreclosure now so their new owners would have a financial incentive to actually take care of the properties.
But Tanya, foreclosure is so expensive and could hit the economy in a major way, which is part of the reason why the White House got involved.
I have actually been in the real estate game for 10 years, and don't let my youth negate the fact of the willingness that I've learned from the people who have gone before me. I've done certain things to help every investor that I've ever had, and we are seeing such large trends. I think John Templeton, who you know is one of the greats, said it best when he said, sell at the point of peak optimism and buy at the point of max pessimism, because the consensus is always,
we're nowhere near
max
here trying to stop real estate prices from falling, but they have to fall because they only went to these absurd levels because of these crazy loans in the first place. We can't go back to normal lending without normal prices.
only in America have we done things so over the top. And we as Americans do it all the time. We eat 4 cheeseburgers and then we go on a crash diet. So in one sense, I guess I do agree with you in the sense that we overbought. And now we are doing things to bring it back to a normal level and a balance. And we need to balance what we have done.
That's how the market
works. And we're seeing, and even in Economics 101, we are taught that everything goes in cycles.
I'm sorry, guys, we can't get into Econ 101, but this debate we will continue with both of you. Thanks again so much. We appreciate your perspective.